What? We gotta keep going, man.
No, anything that we say is
Yep, it's recording. So don't say anything stupid.
That's gonna be hard for him.
Really? He's not one of the classes. He's smart.
No.
You would think.
You think
You
he's
would think.
smart? Okay, I told you guys. I'm number one for that team.
Number one in GPA.
Who is the
Hundred
smartest?
eight.
Josh.
Josh,
yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
Yes.
he's smarter than you?
Yes.
He's definitely smart.
Josh is brilliant.
I don't think he's missing question. But you just said.
Okay.
There's other people that are really close to that too. Yeah, you only missed a couple. You only missed one or two.
Haggard says that Josh gives him hope. Josh gives Haggard
What?
Haggard said that Josh gives him hope. He's in a bad mood. He's reading one of his papers.
Really?
Yeah.
Haggard very rarely compliments people.
Exactly.
Right.
He
You're
rarely
not really
compliments
nervous,
people in
actually.
general.
We were talking about you, said he can write. He does not say it very often.
Sure he does.
No, because now I can actually see the board.
That's why.
No, when I sit there, the Elmo's usually in the way, so I usually have to look at that. Or he's sitting in the couch, so I can't see.
That's
Okay, I'm gonna look at one. Okay, he moved the Elmo. No one.
Then why go this?
Is he in integrated math?
No.
Not in mine. Is he crap?
I know he's in English.
No, I
No,
don't.
he's
What?
I think he's taking out.
Integrated math.
No, I think always that.
I just want to know.
I doubt he's in integrated English.
Get your notes out, please.
Okay, Josh is not in integrated math. I take it back. He's in integrated English.
I said that like 4 times, but nobody listens to me.
I wonder why.
Shut up.
Yes.
We don't
That's
call
recorded.
Oh, it is recorded. Crap.
Is he a pre-com?
Yes.
What did you say that was stupid?
Noah was being a jerk, so shut up, you hoe.
I was recorded.
I'm meaning
Hey, we got some very interesting recordings from last year. You had to delete that one recording. We threatened. Do you remember that? With Julia?
Yes.
You're like, what?
Wait, the one where I said the V word?
You actually had to delete it because people threatened to make it their ringtone.
It's the only way to get her attention.
People threatened to make it their ringtone. In class.
What?
Yeah,
Alright.
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Victory.
It's recorded, so
It's
you know,
recorded
you're not
now,
going to say
so
it.
I know. Alright, so there are
Someone write it.
3 types of experiments that you will be asked to design. Today we're just going to spend, all we're doing today is completely randomized, which is by far the easiest one. And then if you look back at the board, you'll see the next, so then we'll do block design on Monday and maybe Tuesday, that's the tough one. And matched pairs after that. And then move on to the rest of the stuff. So completely randomized. We randomize all the subjects / experimental units. So if they're people, they're subjects. If they're like plants or plots of land or something, you would call it an experimental unit. By putting names, numbers in a hat, mixing them up. And pulling out to get our groups. Makes you guys quiet, you write stuff. Makes me feel like things are happening. What? Well, they can hear the conversations. It's fun. Alright. I'll do an example in a second, but so we randomize all the stuff, and I'm not worried about any variables. You give me 100 people, I'm going to randomly put 50 in this this group, 50 in this group, do whatever. We're going to compare at the end. We then, how do I want to say this? Each group gets a treatment.
Thank you, Mr. Porter.
You're welcome.
Why are you so loud?
He's not Mr. Porter. I don't know why he said that.
I was like,
He's kind of an idiot. Just don't worry about it.
What do you mean, kind of?
Yeah, I was trying to be generous.
And this still
And we're recording.
I already got it.
Yeah, first recording when I go to that cheese.
Like somebody.
I
I clipped it.
What happened?
I just had my Chrome up here and like Samayan is there something more important you can do like the second day of school.
It does sound like something I would say.
It's not my
like
phone.
right in the first 10 seconds of the
I want to school you and I just bring up with it.
I say it like
Just
that.
that clip.
Science.
Yes.
Okay,
I should have linked that video or something.
so let's say that someone suspects that alcohol helps you perform better on the SAT.
I agree.
You have
From experience, I agree.
600. That would explain your score. Actually, you did really well. You have 600 subjects and want to do a completely randomized experiment. So I'm going to, if I go up that far, are we good still? I'm going to draw it. You guys are not allowed to draw it as an answer. Like the AP test won't grade a drawing. And I won't grade a drawing either, because they don't. So, but I think it's helpful sometimes to make the drawing and then like describe the drawing, and that's what they grade. So I'm going to make the drawing just to kind of give you a visual of what we're doing. You don't have to make the drawing, you can. But keep in mind, if you just give a drawing, that's not enough. If they don't grade the drawing, so neither will I. But if you were doing a drawing, and I'm going to just, I'll draw it out and then I'll type it up in a second. I got my 600 subjects. I'm going to do, actually, so let me go back. No, we'll just do it. That's fine. Yeah, no, I'm going to do 2 levels. I'm going to put 200 people in this group, put 200 people in this group, I'm going to put 200 people in this group. How do I decide who goes in what group? Completely random. I put the 600 names in a hat, I mix it up. The first, and this is what I'll write down in a second. The first 200 names I pull out will be in group 1. The second 200 names I pull out will be in group 2. The last 200 names will be in group 3. And then each of these groups is going to get a treat. So, treatment 1, they're going to get just hammered. High blood alcohol content. Treatment 2, they're just going to be a little buzzed. So this will be a low blood alcohol content. And then treatment 3 is going to be the control group. So what does that mean? So they're sober. So 0 blood alcohol content, and this is your control. No, that would be illegal and stupid. This is a serious study. I don't know. I'm just trying to make the example more fun.
Aiden's trying to be in treatment for it.
So,
I mean,
actually, let's talk about that right now. So, one of the major problems with getting volunteers for the survey is studies will take volunteers. Well, if you volunteer for a study on how alcohol affects your SAT score. Do you think that's biased? Like, do you think that the people that would volunteer for that study are different in some way than like the general population?
Yes.
Probably. So that's just one reason we don't take volunteers. Just a quick side note. We're getting that in a couple days. But. All right, then they would all take the test, and we would compare. So you got to say this in context. Compare SAT scores. So, like, organizational wise, visual wise, does that make sense what we're doing? Now you gotta be able to write it out is the harder part. It's not like that hard, but you gotta be able to describe what we just did. So we put 600 names in a hat. Then what?
Mix it up.
You have to say mix them up. The first 200 names that we pull out get treatment number 1, the high blood alcohol contents. Second 200 names that we pull out get treatment number 2, the low blood alcohol content. Final 200 names are the control group with 0 blood alcohol content. So it's the exact same thing I just put on the chart. It's just way more annoying because you have to actually like write out the words for it. But again, they don't grade the drawing, so you got to write it. I don't know. I wish they would grade the drawing. Like it makes sense to me. Like they can show what they show they know it. Like they're organizing it. So I would, but it's not up to me.
People second drawing.
Nobody asked me what they thought. Well, they could grade either. They could say like write it out or that's about it.
Yeah, like people who only drew it and then you don't know what's what words like see there.
So,
Like some you have to interpret the drawing a little bit.
true. It's a little more straightforward. Okay. Then what? I don't have any data yet. Each group takes the SAT, and we compare the scores at the end. So if you remember, what are the 4 things in any experiment? Randomization. Did we randomize? Yes. Replication means someone else could do the same experiment because I was very clear about what I was doing. Is that true? Yes. Third, control is controlling all of the other variables. In this, so what are other variables here besides blood alcohol level? Okay, like if you have a tolerance, how smart they are, if they are motivated to take the test, how am I attempting to control those variables? By randomization. So I'm hoping that it just kind of evens out in the wash. And then what's the 4th thing? Compares. And so am I comparing? Okay, so I'm doing all the things. And that would be it. That would be designing an experiment. So I feel like designing experiments sounds super intimidating, but I don't think that's too bad. Can I scroll? Let's have you guys do one. Let's say, I think, why is that like the only thing of inappropriate?
Just don't record it.
Just trying to record raw.
Right. Alright, do that one.
You not use volunteers.
I have 300. You're right. That's a bad word. Subjects. Nice job, Adrian. Way to come through, Adrian. But it doesn't really. I don't think. Yeah, I just think it's funny. If you want me to stop, I'll.
Harass it.
No, keep going.
I get made fun of by this fucking
If I asked you to stop harassing me, would you
He
really
also
stop?
doesn't like being called
Yep.
by his
If you were like, hey, I really
Shut
mind.
up, Maddie. I literally told you.
I think you enjoyed it. So
He does. He
I don't
likes
that's
the
why.
attention. He likes the attention.
Yeah. I try to only make fun of people that are like pissing me off and they deserve it, or I think like are cool with it.
Just want to say it. What did I do?
No, or. So again, the sketch I think is helpful. It's not required, it's not graded, but at least for me, it helps me kind of just visually organize my thoughts. And when you're done with this one, get out your crappy packet. We're going to start doing examples of this in that packet.
How do you give someone half an M&M?
No, I gave him 30 or 15, so you have 4 minutes.
Well, just
That's not the question.
You jump.
Yeah.
The question
Uh,
is a single M&M.
Yeah.
So the question was and.
Yeah.
I gotta redo this.
No,
again.
It's not like holding M&M's helps you get.
How's it
Hey,
feel?
number
You
one in
know
the
it?
class.
If you hold like too many of them, you're going to be so heavy you can't even jump.
Yeah, that's
They're
right.
gonna melt
That's
in
a
your
lot of
hand.
M&M.
What if I was holding like 7,000 of them?
And you have a big hand.
My muscles are pretty weak. 30 M&Ms might make me.
Also, you have a really big hand.
I have M&M's.
So you're holding them in your
Okay, if
hand.
you're holding M&Ms and you're jumping,
Let's
they're
test
gonna
it.
start melting.
You'll be more excited.
If you're holding M&Ms in general, they're gonna start melting.
Yeah,
Then
but
we
now
got
you're
try the
advertising
blood alcohol
even
thing
more.
too. Let's do that.
I think you
Mr. Davis, you want to
No, it's alright. Quiet, please. So, I put. Whoa. That's aggressive. I put the 300 names in a hat, mix them up. The first. So I don't have 3 groups listed, I just have 2. The first 150 names. Thank you, sir. Then I pull out, go to treatment number 1, and hold an M&M when they jump. The remaining 150 become the control group or treatment 2, you can say either one. And don't hold an M&M. I have everybody jump and compare the results. So something along those lines, yeah.
Do you have to have treatment 1, control group treatment 2?
No. I'm being like extra like specific about it just to show you like the ideal, but you don't have to put treatment 1. So you can say like the first 150 names I pull out, hold an M&M. The next 150 don't. Compare the results.